Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. So, on this video, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to show you guys the difference between Forza Motorsport 7, Project Cars 2, and Gran Turismo Sport. So I'm gonna go through those three different games via THRUSTMASTer T-150, okay? And I'm going to give you my opinions on which one do I think has the, to my preference, most suitable performance in controls with this racing wheel. So we're gonna go through that. Okay, first we're gonna start with Forza Motorsport 7. Okay, that's gonna be our first test, and then Project Cars 2, and after that we'll do Gran Turismo Sport on this LG 4K monitor, okay? IPS 4K monitor. All right, I'm going to start first with Project Cars 2, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and race through this track. Remember, I'm not competing here. I'm just trying to give you guys my own opinion and thoughts on this racing wheel, THRUSTMASTer T-150. This is Project Cars 2. So let's do this, shall we? Okay. The reason you don't hear any sound, it's because this monitor doesn't have any speakers, and therefore you cannot hear anything. You could, however, use a cable and connect it to your speakers, or you could connect it to your sound bar that you have, or what have you, or you can just simply use a headphone jack and connect the headphones, which I have right over here. These are Sennheisers. So far, let me see, the controls, they feel accurate. They feel accurate, but there's something about Gran Turismo, guys. Like the race seats, what I was talking about. The race tracks in Gran Turismo are much more wider, and I like that about Gran Turismo Sport. Like the tracks are much more wider and therefore more realistic. Okay, let's start again. Here we go. Like I said, it's smooth, it's nice, but it's nowhere near that feeling of Gran Turismo controls. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. You know, they're very accurate controls. Everything I do here, it's very accurate. Okay, as you guys can see on the screen. But me personally, Gran Turismo Sport just feels more accurate, if you guys know what I mean. It just feels more accurate. Now, one thing that Project Cars 2 has, it has the ability to adjust all of these controls. You can pretty much adjust everything you want to adjust on Project Cars 2. How much sensitivity, how much pressure. So you have all of these extra features that are implemented in Project Cars 2 that you can utilize, okay? But you can do the same thing on Gran Turismo Sport. You know, you can adjust how much of force feedback you would like, how much of pressure you would like on the controller, how much sensitivity on the steering wheel. All of these elements can be implemented, you know. Well, like I said, it runs smooth, it's good, but I know that Gran Turismo Sport just has that better feel in controllers, you know what I mean? Now, what's so cool about Project Cars 2, you have VR, so you can use VR with Project Cars 2, and you can have also a great experience by doing so. You know what I mean? Now, some of you have been asking me, should I use the monitor or should I use a television? It depends. I don't know. I mean, I prefer monitor because it's easier on eyes, and you can play it for a longer time using a monitor. So I would prefer just to go with a monitor, honestly. Especially with this 4K monitor, this IPS 4K monitor from LG, it looks even better. But this is an excellent wheel. You know, this is why I have such a high regard to THRUSTMASTER. This is why I always talk highly about THRUSTMASTER. THRUSTMASTER, they just, the way they design their wheel with that belt-fed pull motor, the dual belt-fed motor, it just functions better. It just works better, and it's just better overall. But you can see the controls are very responsive here. No issues whatsoever. It runs smooth. Like I said, very smooth. There you go. However, this is a very hard game. You know, Project Cars 2, it's not an easy game. It's a very realistic racing sim. So you really have to start from... I would go with easy first. Don't go on a medium or intermediate settings. Go on the easy settings. Okay, that's what I would do. Yeah. It also depends what type of car you're driving. You know, I mean, if you're driving a really fast, smooth car, then I'm sure you'll have even better experience there too. But as you can see, turning 180 degrees, it definitely works. It's very responsive. So this wheel, it's really responsive. Okay, you know, like no matter what you do, it responds perfectly. There's a couple of steps you have to do. You have to first go to THRUSTMASTER.com, download the drivers from THRUSTMASTER.com, and then you have to switch from PlayStation 4. There's a little switch over here down below the mode button where there's a red light. Then you switch to PlayStation 3. To use the PC mode, you have to switch to PlayStation 3. Okay? Alright, so this is Project Cars 2. We're going to go switch on to Forza Motorsports 7. Okay, so let's do that. Let's switch to Forza Motorsports 7, shall we? Okay, so here we are on Forza Motorsports 7. We're going to go ahead and do a Forza Drivers Cup. We're going to click over here and we're going to choose, let's see. We'll choose Audi right here, touring car. Right there. Or should we go with the B? No, we'll go with Audi. Click on it. Hold on. Let's go with a Honda right now. Let's just go with a Honda really quick. Let's check it out. Here we go. And let's buy it. Let's do it. And let's do this race. Okay, it's loading right now, and then we're gonna try this in Dubai. There's I think it's a Dubai track with the Honda, customized Honda, and we'll see how well Forza Motorsport 7 handling and response is on this T-150. It should be good. I don't expect anything less than great here either. It should be good. Okay, so here we go, Dubai. Of course, graphically, Forza 7 looks stunning, you know, especially on a 4K version of it. But remember, we're not here to show off the 4K. We're here just to test this racing wheel. and to see how well it runs on Forza Motorsport 7. So let's do this. Here we go. So far, so good. I like the controls. They seem very accurate. Very accurate. All right. Like I said, so far it seems to be running smooth, no issues. But then again, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but there's something about Gran Turismo Sport. It's just Gran Turismo Sport has those controls, you know, down to a T. You know, it's like it's very smooth. But here's good too. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong here. It runs good. But I just know that Gran Turismo Sport has better controls. Oh, look at that. It's frozen. Oh, how nice. There goes the test. The thing has frozen on me. Well, that usually happens with my PC, you know. Okay, so here I am. I'm back. I had a little hiccup with my computer. We're going to do some free play. I'm going to go ahead and go to a race. We're going to continue again. So let's go to the race. Let's wait for it to load up. And so far, I like it. I mean, I like how it handles on Forza Motorsport 7. I would say Gran Turismo Sport and Forza 7 definitely have almost identical feel on the way the car handles. But both of these developers, you know, Third 10 and Polyphony Digital, they both have passion for, you know, for racing. So you can expect to see accuracy here. So here we go. Let's do it. Let's start. Okay. Feels pretty good. Can't complain, honestly. Runs smooth. There's definitely accuracy here on the racing wheel. You definitely feel that on the racing wheel here. As you can see the racing wheel, and you can see the screen and the way it rotates, it's pretty much the same thing. It's really similar to Gran Turismo Sport. I would say Forza Motorsport 7 and Gran Turismo Sport have identical controls on the racing wheel, and that's a pretty darn good thing, you know. See, that's pretty accurate right there. Like I said, it definitely runs smooth. But there's one thing I need to check really quick. Hold on. Alright, here we go. I was just checking my graphics a little bit. I was just adjusting a couple of things. That's all. But so far so good. It runs smooth, no issues. I mean, visually, I mean, look, Forza 7 is a little bit better visually because, you know, it utilizes more power from DirectX 12, and therefore, you know, the cars and the terrain is going to look a little bit more realistic, because they're using some heavy shaders and volumetric light, higher textures from DirectX 12. So yeah, Forza 7 is going to take the advantage of that big time. But all in all, controls are pretty smooth. They're really much identical to Gran Turismo Sport. As you guys can see over here, it's very smooth. So there you have it. I mean, in terms of controls, I would say Gran Turismo Sport and Forza 7 are pretty much identical in terms of controls. Project Cars 2, it's a different approach, because on Project Cars 2 you constantly have to adjust, you know, your car, the tires. You have to constantly adjust your racing wheel for a certain car, for a certain track, you know. Which, that's fine, you know, that's what the Project Cars 2 was intended for. It's for realism and endless customization, you know what I mean? But yeah, it runs pretty good. Like I said, as you can see, it's very responsive. If you look at the controller, the way I'm driving, even with one hand, it's very responsive. The fat belt works pretty smooth, no issues. There's a belt that's inside, you know, and works pretty smooth, man. It pulls the motor left and right. It's pulling your wheel as your alignments are moving left and right, and your shocks are moving up and down. So it gives you that realistic sense of driving. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to try Gran Turismo Sport and see how well it stacks up. So we're going to do that next. Alright, so this is Gran Turismo Sport, and let's try it out. Let's see how well Gran Turismo Sport it's running. As you can see, Gran Turismo Sport looks great on this monitor, and I don't know, man, there's something about Gran Turismo Sport controls. It's just more, it's more accurate. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, there's certain accuracy on Gran Turismo Sport that is just better, just 100 times better on here. As you guys can see right here, there's certain smoothness and accuracy when you're moving left and right that you don't see that on other racing games, but you see that on Gran Turismo Sport. And I always wanted to kind of point that out. This is why I prefer Gran Turismo Sport instead of all these other racing games. It's just my opinion. You know, you guys are more than welcome to try all these other games, but for me personally, Gran Turismo Sport just feels more natural. It has a more natural feel to it, and I like that. You know, I like that smoothness and accuracy that it presents here, and you definitely see it here on this. Hold on a second, something here I have to fix. It bothers the hell out of me. There we go. Here we go. That's it. Continue. Continue driving. Even with one hand, you can see just how smooth it is. Even with one hand. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend you to drive with one hand on this very fast car, but you could if you really wanted to. So it just shows you the accuracy of this wheel on Gran Turismo Sport. Now, and I'm using T150. Imagine if I was using T300 RS GT. Now, the only difference on the GT wheel is you get those T3P pedals. Those are the clutch, the brake, and the gas. You get those pedals, and you get the Gran Turismo logo on the on front of the wheel. But I don't know. To me personally, I don't know, guys. It's just Gran Turismo Sport just seems more accurate. In terms of controls, it's just better. Maybe that's just me, but that's how I feel. And I'm even sure you guys can see it, like while watching this video, you can see just the performance and accuracy on Gran Turismo Sport is much better than opposite of what we had on the other one. So hopefully this video gives you some idea on what I think about those three games, because those three games, Forza 7, Motorsport, Project Cars 2, and Gran Turismo Sport, they are head-to-head in competition with each other, and in my own opinion, Gran Turismo Sport, it's better. In my opinion, it's smoother, faster, more responsive, and it's just, honestly, the controls are so much better in Gran Turismo Sport. It's just like a night and day, man. So there you have it. There you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you liked it. So I brought you a bunch of videos today, including the Apple 4K TV. Somebody asked me about the Oppo 203. Am I ever going to do Oppo 203? You guys have to remember, there's a bunch of stuff coming out this next month. You know, I got Xbox One X. I'm going to be so busy with the Xbox One X. It's going to be ridiculous. But who knows? I might be able to squeeze in, maybe after Thanksgiving, I might be able to do some tests on Oppo 203 and give you my thoughts on it. Even though Vincent from HD TV Test did an excellent job on it, you know, I don't know if there's anything I can say that he hasn't already said about the Oppo 203. So, but I'll do it anyway for you guys. You know, it will be done. Just not sure when, but it'll be done in the future. All right, guys. So thank you for watching. This is Mr. 4K Upscaler. Have a good Sunday night and happy Monday. Take care.